How's it going, Clemmer?
It's going good.
I'm gonna get you back on. That one, we're gonna give you an easier one.
Oh, whoa. We just went live. No, don't spoil anything from.
I'm not gonna get.
Anything
We're not spoil it. We recorded a dozen challenge. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
it's very difficult dozen challenge.
A lot of dozen stuff happening.
Yeah,
a lot of interesting dozen stuff. Happening.
Yeah, there's some very interesting dozen stuff happening.
We just had a great match here last night, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say it was I think it's the best match I've ever been a part of.
It was a really good match.
The balls match.
Yeah.
That was good. Really good one.
Clemmer did the fart sound is immediately the first comment on our entire thing. That was a good one.
Excuse me.
That was a good one.
Heavy lunch.
By the way, we did an episode of The Bracket recently, and Rudy got up to leave, and he did it, and like 3 people in the room.
Oh, I watched the clip. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Getting people through literally miles away.
Yeah. Nikki Smokes, I believe it.
Yeah.
He thought it was that.
Like, did you just fucking fart?
It was so goddamn funny. Anyway, that's a good cold open for welcome to LCB. Today we're gonna be talking about a little bit of new stuff, and we're also gonna be doing a draft of must-watch movies that we think everyone should see. Very, very subjective topic, so anything we wanted, basically. And we're doing it partially because one of our coworkers, Trent, has been on a tear of watching movies, like classic movies that he's never seen before. He did last night or 2 nights ago. He did Monty Python.
The night before that was Predator.
The night before that was Predator, and he did last night Wind River, which he said he loved.
Oh, Wind River.
Oh, I didn't talk to him about Wind River.
Yeah.
I'm glad he loved it.
He said he really, really liked it. We were talking about the "Why Are You Flanking Me" scene.
Amazing.
And he said Escape from New York is up next.
Oh,
one of
great
my favorites
one.
too. Great movie. One of the worst sequels.
Oh, you're not a fan.
It's fine.
Of the not Escape from LA, just Escape from New York.
It's fine. I don't love it. It's fine.
Dude, that movie is an 8 out of 10 based on the name Snake Plissken alone.
Yeah. If I'm gonna pick a John Carpenter movie, he has to watch. I would go to The Thing.
That's sure. No, that's
I
fine.
would
Well,
go
yeah,
Halloween.
if it's only one or the other.
But I'm saying if you're giving the guy movies,
You go The Thing over Halloween?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Halloween's a more important movie.
Yeah.
The Thing is a better movie.
I agree with that.
Okay, yes.
That thing is so fun.
I like The Thing, but I love Halloween.
Dude, fucking Escape from New York though.
It's fine.
Donald Pleasance.
It's fine.
Fucking what's his name? Isaac.
Oh yeah, Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes. Yeah. His killing off in South Park, I think, is one of my favorite things. Matt Parker.
I don't think I remember.
Yeah.
They just have him like
they
use like old parts of his voice recordings and just have him mercilessly killed like 500 different ways in an episode to kill off the character.
Yeah, he got in a contract dispute.
Yeah, because of the Scientology stuff. But yeah, them obviously. Lee Van Cleef.
Yeah, no, it's a fine movie. It's just like if you're saying you have to watch these movies, that would not be one of the ones.
Dude, I was so baked the other night. You might have seen it. I was so cooked on Wednesday night. I was watching Good Bet. I've been doing the same thing as Trent. Been rewatching a lot of. I've been rewatching a lot of these classics. I was watching Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and I was so high that I thought Lee Van Cleef looked like Kobe Bryant.
White Kobe Bryant. No, I'm thinking of White Jay-Z. That's
I was like, this guy looks just like Kobe.
Well, I follow you on Letterboxd now, so I've been.
There we go. Yeah, you're on there too now.
I'm on there, and I follow Io Edibiri, you, and Kelly Keeks.
Dude, you missed the Io golden era.
I know, I missed it.
You can just go see her reviews, but her reviews are great. She actually does funny stuff, but they're always like 2 paragraphs long.
I haven't been on Letterboxd in like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Now.
I've been having fun with it. I like put it off for a long time because I was like, I'm a movie rankings guy.
Yeah,
but now I'm like, I kind of want to be part of the crew.
Yeah, I wonder what
it was really like you that put me on. I was like, this looks fun.
It's fun. I will say the star. I thought I would like the star rating more because it's more ambiguous, and I'm just not good at giving like scores.
I'm not good at the star rating.
I'm not good at the star. I think I'm just not good at like
anything.
I'm like, this might be the best movie ever. Every time I watch a movie, I'm like, this is 5 stars.
Yeah, last time I logged one was February 2022. I basically did all of the big reviews of like that award season, and that's it. Saying Red Rocket rocks. That's basically it.
Hell yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
Really good movie.
I saw Simon Rex like 2 months ago in
person. Everyone.
Well, I was at I was at a movie he was in, and he did a Q&A after, and then he was at the pizza place I went to right after, very randomly.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some news to get to before we do our draft. First up, the JLO trailer for A Love Story.
Oh yeah, that was strange.
This is me now. It's a love story. This is me now. A love story. It's ...
all caps too. It's like
hard to figure out exactly what it is. It's kind of like an album. It's kind of like the Beyonce Lemonade thing, but not. And like it's a music video, but it's a movie tied into her album release. And it's got like big names like Ben Affleck, Sofia Vergara, Kiki Palmer, Trevor Noah. Like Fat Joe is playing a therapist.
Fat Joe is one of the main characters.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make heads or tails of this. I don't know if you saw the trailer right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I watched it like 4 times.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
It's very bizarre. She's also a sex addict, apparently.
Yeah.
I half I'm torn. So half me's like, this looks horrible. This is a
Mhm.
complete. This is just awful. This looks like the worst thing ever. Half me's like, I kind of like the creative. Like, let's try to aim for some grand slams and see what happens. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd much rather someone take chances than more of like, IP. All right, another, whatever it is, superhero, whatever it is, movie. Like, all right, this might be the worst thing ever, but at least she's taking a shot.
So it's very different than anything we'd seen before. I just couldn't make heads or tails with it. That was the only issue.
I'm very confused. It looks like science fiction.
Do we know how long it's supposed to be? It's supposed to be like a 90-minute movie?
No, I think it's supposed to be 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's
40,
more
45
tolerable,
It's even
minutes.
guess.
stranger. You're gonna jump all that into 40.
A full
So
sex
it
episode.
must be, like one of those album.
It's getting
Music
released
video
in
movie.
theaters, or is it released?
No,
I
straight to
think
Prime.
Prime, yeah.
Yeah.
So it might not be a full. All right, then go for. Then people aren't paying extra for it. Then go for it. Take a shot.
Remember Kanye did it for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He did like a
Oh, yeah.
35-minute
Mhm.
video movie or whatever you want to call it, short film. Pretty good, honestly. It's very out there, but it's like actually well made and like kind of cool. This, I don't know. J-Lo's like normal movies aren't very good.
No,
So
That's the thing. When was the last
Ew.
time she was in a good movie?
I actually didn't mind the one with Owen Wilson.
The Hustlers was good.
Oh,
Which one are you
Hustlers, I
talking
didn't see. But
She
I
probably
know
got
One,
robbed.
a couple years
She
ago.
probably got robbed of
the-
an Oscar
Like the rom-com with Owen Wilson.
What wrong?
That was I watched this on a cruise ship last
Oh,
summer.
okay.
Very bad.
I didn't mind it. I'm
Marry
like,
me.
no.
Marry me.
Marry me. Yes,
marry
marry
me.
me.
Honestly, like,
Oh, that had a weird concept about it. That he just holds up a sign at their
Yes.
show, right?
yeah,
Yes.
and then she ends up picking. It's very stupid. It's not.
He's like a
for what it
teacher,
was,
right?
yeah. And I like Owen Wilson just played it really like normal, and it was just his
You're
character.
saying
was
this
so
is
relatable.
better than Escape from New
No,
York?
I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not. The expectations are very different. No, it's just works significantly better than Marry Me. But Marry Me, for what it was fine.
The one of the most alarming things I think I'd ever seen was a clip of Brie Larson saying that JLo was her acting inspiration. Like, sister, JLo's movies stank. Hustlers was like the first one that was like she was legitimately very good in, and before that, all of them were bad.
No,
Brie Larson's
Jersey
a
Girl.
great actress.
Jersey Girl's great.
Dude, they were all bad.
Yeah.
That's like a crazy take to have. As a, like,
Bizarre.
yeah,
What-
was,
Brie Larson's never done a rom-com either, has she? Like a pure
She
rom-com?
just did Brie. No, I'm thinking of Jennifer Lawrence.
let's say I thought you were thinking about different.
Brie
cheese
Larson
person.
hasn't done a rom. She did Scott Pilgrim,
No.
but that's not
No, it
a
doesn't
straight
count.
rom-com.
She also wasn't really. She was like kind of in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that
So
counts.
yeah, wait, J-Lo? That's
Yeah.
like if I don't even know.
There's
Paul
no
Walter
Little
Hauser
Girl.
came out and he's like, yeah, my acting inspirations, John Van Clint,
Is-
or yeah, like,
No,
Like
it's
Dustin
Snoop Dogg,
Diamond
or-
from Saved by the Bell. Like,
You're
Yeah.
a little girl. Maybe you liked her movies because they're just like brainless.
I
Mm.
guess I
Your
don't
acting
know.
inspiration is Snoop Dogg, is it?
Yeah,
'cause
like,
you just
yeah.
need to pick like
But then why not like a better
an actress.
a better
like-
rom-com actress?
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
better ones.
Makes no sense.
Alicia Silverstone. Is that
That
her
would
name?
have been better. Yeah, Clueless.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you're for. Tina Fey could be replacing Lorne Michaels at SNL. I feel like that's a natural handoff.
Yeah, this has been the
right?
talk. I'm a big SNL guy.
Yeah.
SNL
Okay.
history guy. It show's terrible now, but 50-year anniversary is coming up. I think next year. This came out in 75. And there's been a lot of talk. Lauren's going to step down for 50 years, which makes sense. And there's been talk since day one that Tina Fey is the most likely successor. It just
Really?
makes. I mean, she's ran a show already, 30 Rock.
Yeah.
So she has showrunner experience. She was the head writer for years. She's a performer. She's done every. She checked every box. It just makes sense.
And credit to 30 Rock, still very funny. Like I started
I
rewatching.
never
recently.
watched it.
It holds
Holds
up so
up,
well.
yeah.
So
I
well.
love Tina Fey, but I'm surprised like she would want to do.
That was
something
the
like
question.
this.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of
don't
work.
think the word out of her camp is that she wants to do it yet. I know they want her.
Mhm.
They obviously
Which
want
that
her.
makes sense to me. Yeah.
The other person I heard rumored if Tina Fey didn't want to be Seth Meyers, so he would leave
Yeah.
his show and do that. Another guy who was head writer did Weekend Update.
I like
and
Seth
has-
Meyers.
I like Seth Meyers too. Do I think he's? Do I like? Is that a name where I'm like, I want that guy as head of SNL? I don't know.
I don't think he's attracting talent the way like if Tina Fey takes over.
Yeah.
It's SNL though.
She
Isn't that
could-
attracting?
SNL's
talent?
like
I don't
a
think it's
breath of
attracting
fresh air.
talent
I
the
don't
way
know
it
if
used
is
to.
anymore.
No, that's true. I think also.
Like when they add a cast member, what's the hype on it now?
Oh no, you're absolutely right. The cast has gotten
Yeah.
too big. And when's the last time a major movie star has come out of SNL?
Yeah, very, very rare.
I mean, you could probably say Bill Hader. He's not a movie star. He's a
Yeah.
TV star.
Kate
Off their
McKinnon?
their-
Can you-
Yeah, and is she a movie
maybe?
star? I wouldn't
Jeez.
say. I would.
She's on her way up.
She can't
No,
top
Kate
line. I don't think she's on her way
McKinnon,
down.
Yeah.
You think so?
They
Yeah.
tried to
Yeah,
make
she
it work,
peaks.
and then
They put
She
her in
was in
everything.
Barbie.
Yeah, but
but she wasn't top line.
she was in Barbie because she was roommates with Greta Gerwig in college.
Was she really?
Yes.
She was in like everything, like a lot of movies, a lot of
Yeah.
like, time
Ghostbusters.
spots, like really quickly for like a
Yeah.
3 4 year
Bombshell.
stretch and then straight down. Yeah, those ones.
Dude,
were
she was
great.
awkward. They tried to sell a Kate McKinnon, Margot Robbie relationship to me, and I was like, no way.
Sorry.
We're gonna have pretend that lesbians don't have standards too.
Yeah. The Tina Fey though would be, I think, a good fit. I think that's that. If you're gonna try to revive SNL to try and compete with like the actual like variety shows, or I guess that people are watching, like that's a good way.
The thing is,
to
people
start.
are watching. Like, it was number one in the
Oh,
ratings last
The
year.
numbers are
like,
there, but I'm
the
saying for like
yeah.
the next generation that
Comes
want
back
them
on
into
Saturday, right?
SNL.
I think this Saturday is the
Yeah,
next
big
one.
one. They have Jacob Elordi and Renee Rapp.
It's been back.
Oh,
It's
that
been
is
back
big.
for a while.
Yeah.
Like not a while, but a few
Gen
weeks.
Z.
You
Gen
just
Z
don't
had
hear
You need to
about it.
compete with like a
Oh, I
TikTok
didn't even know
comedian.
that.
You know what I mean? You need to be able to compete with like short attention span people, and that's so hard.
I like SNL. I like the idea of SNL a lot more than I like current SNL, but like they'll still produce maybe a skit a week. That's funny, I think.
I think that's always been their clip is the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
always been like one good skit a week. I think it used to be like when they're really cooking, it's like up to 2 and 3 good ones a night. But like I don't think it ever gets past that. Like people act like it's like the all-time comedy
Early
show.
90s was amazing. But like great book, people working live from New York, was written by Tom Shales. He just passed away this week, and James Andrew Miller. If it's oral history of SNL, it is one of my favorite books of all time. Live from New York, I cannot recommend it enough.
I would say that people, they all, and I think Joe Wallens has said this, like everyone thinks that their childhood SNL is the
Yes.
best SNL. Like I think the digital short era is hysterical.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Like, and
Lonely
I-
Island era.
Yeah, but I still think that the 90s era is obviously hysterical, and like all the eras before it still have very, very funny everything. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like this era is so markedly
Oh,
worse.
it's bad. Yeah.
You know
like
what
I
mean?
understand someone younger like you guys being like, oh, the Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey era was the best. I don't agree, but I understand that argument. You cannot even make an argument that this era is even belong in that argument. Like,
Oh,
how
no.
do you even make that argument?
Conversation, yeah. But it's there's names I think they're just so different. Like the Lonely Island group to me is like that in my brain is childhood SNL. You know what I mean?
Yes, same.
Like that's like the first CD I bought was like Incredibad off of SNL.
Yeah.
Is like all those things like that's SNL in my brain. And like I obviously watched 90s SNL and stuff when I got a little older, but like that to me is that era and like maybe like the tail end of Will Ferrell's run. And like, but that is I think such a great spot, and I don't think they've ever reached that again.
No, because one of my first CDs I bought was Adam Sandler.
Yeah, see,
And it's like from SNL, and like
Yeah.
he did the Lunch Lady song and everything. So like,
Yeah.
what CD would you buy from someone on that show now?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what. There's nothing funny enough that comes out of
They
there.
had someone funny, and they fired him, Tim Robinson.
Yeah,
So, like, I
Tim
don't know what they're
Robinson,
doing.
They had Shane Gillis,
well,
right?
yeah,
in
that
the
was
rim. They
right.
fired. They got rid of him.
I think their weekend updates have stayed consistently.
Yeah.
good.
Weekend update's good.
Yeah, but that can't be the only thing. you
That's
got
5
going.
minutes.
No.
That's
Yeah.
5,
And
maybe 10
now
minutes.
they have
to show.
like the Please Don't Destroy Boys.
Yeah.
They're funny. They're
good.
kind of very
They're,
much
like,
Lonely
individual,
Island.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly. They're this era's Lonely Island.
Yeah, they just do a short,
Which
that's like
I don't know what
pre-recorded.
Andy Samberg's doing. I
Yeah.
feel like he would be a good guy to take over SNL.
He's too big. Right now, his
think
career
he's
is like
too
in a
big?
different. Right now, yeah,
Is he too goofy?
he's writing stuff. He's
I don't know.
producing
Can
stuff.
he like run
Yeah.
like to be this show? And I think you have to be somewhat of a serious
Brooklyn
person.
Nine-Nine is great.
That's why I think Tina Fey is good in that because like she's done this sort of shit a lot and
Yeah.
like not on a small scale, on a pretty big scale.
Was Andy Samberg the showrunner though? I don't think he was.
No, I don't
so
think he
like
was.
Tina Fey
No.
was the showrunner for Duran
Oh, I
Rock.
didn't realize
So
that.
that's like
Yeah.
she's been, and she was also like the head writer. But Andy
Yeah.
Samberg wasn't the head
Not
writer.
just the head writer. She started writing, and then a year later, what was it, a year or 2 years later, she was the head writer. Like
Yeah.
she went
Right.
up fast.
Yes.
You like 30 Rock when you started. It's
Yeah,
it's so
I
funny
definitely
still.
want to watch it one day. Yeah.
Very very
I
quick.
love Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan's very good.
By the way, Cam, best theater in Lexington is the Cinemark at the mall by far.
Cinemark at the mall.
Yeah.
Walton Goggins was cast in White Lotus season 3. Walton Goggins is awesome. There's no, I don't think there's a ton more to say about it.
He's great.
White Lotus has been crushing, and Walton Goggins is one of the funnier and just best actors.
Vice
in the game.
principals.
Everything, dude.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah,
nothing you can
No,
name that
no, I
Walton
know.
Goggins is
I'm
in.
just like
yeah.
I'm a huge Walton Goggins.
But there's
guy.
nothing you can
No.
name that Walton Goggins is in where I'm like, wasn't his best work. Like everything, I'm like that. Will
He
Goggins
was
is
in
cooking.
Major
Yeah.
League 3, Back to the Minors.
All right, maybe that.
No, no,
spot,
but
right?
here's
Yeah,
the thing:
that
some
movie
movie's
didn't
terrible.
cook.
It's a complete trash bag movie. I did it with Brandon Walker when we were doing double play.
Daggett.
Jensen Daggett. This
Jensen
is
Daggett.
beautiful woman who's in it. She's stunning. But he is such a good actor. He's out of place because he's so good and everyone else around him is so terrible. It's almost distracting.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this cast is Scott Bakula can't be.
He's
a
the lead.
man. That's rough.
Oh, back to you look at the back to the mic.
Yes. Dennis Haysbert's second lead. That's
Mhm.
just the All-State guy or whatever. Like that's
Yeah, well, he was in the original Major League. He's one of the guys they brought back to do it.
Really?
Yeah, he was the voodoo guy.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that was him. Holy
Yeah.
shit. But
Yeah,
yes.
you're in good hands.
Yes,
Huh,
I
I met
wanna-
him
I'll-
once. I
the
shook his hand.
president in 24, right?
I shook his hand, and my friend said, "You're in good hands." As I shook his hand.
That's funny.
On the Dark Knight Rises red carpet.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah.
What a wild spot.
He was
to
in The
be.
Dark Knight Rises.
I don't think
I
he
think
was.
just chilling.
I think
Just
he
hanging
was
out?
there.
Huh. Also, I posed this question on Twitter, picked up way more steam than I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Walton Goggins, does he sneakily have like one of the best TV resumes of all time? Like he is in so many good shows.
Justified.
And then I try to think of like other actors who have been in like that quantity of like good shows. There's really nobody else
Yeah.
well, I
like,
mean, there are
great
if you talk
TV
all time. You do have people.
with like
Like
major
Michael
roles.
Landon
in, like,
was in Bonanza, All in the Family, and Highway to Heaven. Those are three major shows of that.
Those are three.
Three, but Bonanza, like three
All
of the biggest
three.
shows of all time.
To Climbers Credit, all three of those did like quadruple the numbers of
Yes,
like a vice principal
that's fair.
did in like
Like,
their
Bonanza
entire
was the
runtime,
biggest.
per episode.
Bonanza ran for 12 years, the biggest show in the country for a decade.
I don't know
Mhm.
anything about Bonanza, but I feel like it's such an old
Bonan-
people show.
Yeah,
Oh, it
yeah,
is. I mean,
big time.
It-
I
it's
used to
like
watch that,
reruns
my
on
dad
TV
loved it.
Land.
When was Bonanza?
60s,
50s?
60s, and then he did I'm sorry, Little House on the Prairie, which was one of the biggest shows
Oh,
of the
yeah.
70s.
Damn, he's naming
Nelly?
fake.
Is that
fake
one of the
shows.
names?
It's funny though you say fake, but these are the biggest shows
Like,
of
they-
the
they were
decade.
like Game
And
of
it wasn't
Thrones
that
numbers.
long ago.
Yeah.
Like relatively speaking, they were Game of Thrones numbers. Like they're crazy.
Oh,
for these
even
shows.
beyond
Who
that.
shot JR?
Yeah,
Getting like
like,
fucking
yeah.
like
Like
quadruple
All in the
that.
Fam. I mean, Little House on the Prairie was a giant show.
Who shot JR was Dallas, right?
Yes.
You hear Dallas?
I've heard of it.
People
But that, like, I don't have any context.
It's funny how
for it
TV,
whatsoever.
like, so we talk about movies. You talk about movies from the
Mhm.
60s, 70s. You guys at least have heard of them.
Yeah.
Like The Godfather. You, guys,
Yeah,
you know, we are, you know, like, but TV for some reason goes quicker to get thrown away.
Do you think it's because there was less like access to that TV, whereas like movies went VHS, DVD, like
Yes.
it was harder to get like a box set of like VHS
Bigger
tapes
commitment
of,
too.
yeah, for
10-year show or something like
Like to
that.
ask, I would never like Little House on the Prairie was a fine show. It was a nice show.
Yeah.
I would never ask you guys to watch 10 seasons. Oh no, 250
Did you
hours.
watch all of them?
I'm sure I did in my life because it was
Yeah.
always on. It was on syndication. It was on when I was a kid. It was
What was
just
the
always
lady
on.
from? The lady had a cool name in Little House on the Prairie. What was her name?
Nelly,
Well,
right?
No, the writer was
No, like the main character.
Half Pint was her
Oh,
nickname.
never mind.
Melissa Gilbert.
Or what was her character? Or
It was
actress name?
Ingalls, Laura Ingalls.
I thought it was like a mix something.
I don't
Am I
know.
messing that up? Okay, I'll look it up later. And by the way, to this point, the new season of True Detective is pretty. I liked it. First,
Oh,
time
I
liked
haven't
it a
started
lot.
yet.
So it was good.
Very into it.
I did a
very
little.
into it.
I did a little primer last night or 2 nights ago for it. Watched Silence of the Lambs. I'm ready. Jodie
So,
Foster.
This
I'm ready for
season
you.
Is so far just to throw one episode, really good episode. If the cop didn't have the dimple
The dimple piercings.
I would like it 200% more. Like it is just one of those off set. Like it's just
I
a
wondered
bizarre
about that
thing to
in the
look at on a
trailer.
cop.
I wondered about that in the trailer.
It's just it. No, it just doesn't work. Don't
I
worry.
haven't seen this yet, but the reviews have been fantastic. I think I need to watch
It's
it.
only one episode. But
Yeah.
it's cool.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
I just haven't sat down and
It's
watched
a big
it.
setup like
Mhm.
episode.
I
but
love
liked
Jodie
it a lot.
Foster. I love the premise. Robbie and I were talking about the premise. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be all in. I just gotta stand and watch it.
They were smart to take like what, a 5-year break since the last season. 5 years since the Mahershala Ali season.
It's been a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
First season
that
good
was
too.
probably smart of them because like
Yeah.
it's almost like the taste of the second season
Yeah.
is finally out of everybody's mouth and people are, I think, willing to give this one a chance.
Is season 2 as bad as people say?
It's pretty fucking bad, I think.
I've only
Season
watched
2 is
season
really
1.
bad, and people are trying to like reverse and ass wipe it now and be like, "Oh, I'm one of the
See,
few that
I've
like
seen
it."
that. Yeah.
No, that's bullshit. That's
Okay.
bullshit. It's
Good
a
to
bad
know.
season of television.
Good to know.
I think it's just poorly written.
But
Yeah,
3 is pretty good. People
3's
say,
good.
right?
Yes.
3 is good.
Okay, I gotta
The
check.
chat's
that out.
wrong. I'm not ET. I do have the long finger, so I'll say that. But I don't know if that'd be. I don't have the head, and I'm taller. ET was kind of chubby.
By the way, me and Trebones are doing like "Am I the asshole?" jokes yesterday. I said like, "Am I the asshole for murdering a guy that was beating up his wife, his kids?" from you/Mark Chapman, and then like Tro goes, "Am I the asshole for trying to impress my crush?" Around 40 years ago, I did something to try and impress my crush. It made a few headlines here and there. I was watching HBO the other night and saw my crush on the new season of True Detective. It made me wonder if I made the right decision back in the day. Disclosure: I think she was impressed, but I'll never know for sure. That's very funny. And the last thing we have is season 2 She-Hulk probably not happening. She said that they blew their budget. Yeah, like that is they spent $225 million on a sitcom.
I would say for sure not happening. Like if the main star is coming out and saying, I don't think it's happening, it's
Mhm.
not happening.
So I have a question about that real quick. I did not watch the second of this show. I know it cost a fortune. was the money on the screen? Like, could you see that
No.
they spent?
No,
People
really
called it
wasn't.
money laundering.
Money laundering scheme for sure. We called it that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the CGI
Wow.
was really bad across the
'Cause I
board.
saw how much it cost. I almost saw the trailer. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
it sounds like that was.
I would like to see.
It cost 20 times more than Godzilla.
Like,
Yeah, that's insane.
20
which would
times
look
more.
amazing. And it's for, again, if you're doing that $220 million on like a crazy big Marvel show with all the superheroes and everything like that, sure. But it's a sitcom.
Yeah,
It's a sitcom, a meta sitcom, and they spent $225 million on it. It's fucking
I'd like to see
insane.
her character pop up again in like
She
the
was
Daredevil
funny.
show, though. I thought she was
She
pretty
was
good.
good.
I
She
like.
was funny.
I'd rather just see her do something. She was very
Yeah.
charismatic. That
I
show.
don't need to see her as Hulk either. Like she
For-
could stay as whatever her name was when she wasn't Hulk. Jennifer
Banner?
Walters.
Yeah. Jen
Yeah.
Walters.
yeah,
yeah.
the parts with her were actually
Most-
watchable. I don't know.
There
I'm
were
gonna
funny
say
parts of
good,
that
but
show, there's
The
no
watchable.
little
question.
back and forth with Daredevil where they like slept together was
Yeah.
great. I like that episode.
Yeah.
The
Quote: I think we blew our budget. yeah, that, yeah, that was the exact quote.
the what do you call it? Who's the guy too? The lawyer that worked with her. That guy lawyer I thought was pretty funny.
Like in her firm. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember his
The
name.
himbo.
Yeah, the himbo. The himbo was very funny. He's in, by the way, he's in the other two. He's very funny. That show, more people got to watch the other two. That's one of the funniest shows I've watched in the
I
last
haven't
few
even
years.
heard of it.
It's on Max. That's one of the funniest shows I've watched in the last few years. Very, very funny. Like laugh out loud funny moments.
Is it funnier or less funny than the other woman?
The other no, wait, what are you talking about?
That's a hilarious movie.
No, it's very, very funny.
Oh,
More people
Cameron
should watch
Diaz.
it. More people. That's the one with it's Cameron Diaz,
Kate Upton.
Kate Upton, and
Who's the
Jennifer-
third girl?
not Wig. It's what's his name's wife? Damn it.
That's
just
what
could
could
be
be
anyone.
anyone. Just as
Oh,
wide.
yeah.
Oh, Leslie Mann.
Yeah, Leslie Mann. Yeah, those three. And who's the guy? And the other woman.
I remember there was a hot brother that was painting and working on the house, but the guy who was a
Is it- is
playboy.
this guy Nikolai William
yes,
Coaster
yes,
Waldau?
Walter
yes,
Waldau.
yes.
Oh, yeah, Jamie
Jamie.
Lannister.
Yeah,
Oh, that's Jamie Lannister.
Yeah.
mhm.
Why did I not know he had a
That's the Prince
name
of-
that hard to pronounce?
Yeah.
that's the Prince of or not the Prince of Persia. What did he do? What was the Egyptian movie he did?
Oh, Gods and
Yeah.
Gods and Kings.
Oh,
Princes of
yeah, yeah,
Egypt
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever with Gerard Butler. Echo, by the way, I did not like. Echo.
I didn't even try it.
Yeah, I did not.
Once I watched She-Hulk, that was when I was like, I'm not going to keep doing these Disney Plus series until I hear that they're actually good.
It's just like very half baked.
Is Marvel just done? Like, can we just enough?
No,
I think the movies can make a comeback, but the television at this point is in the
Yeah.
water until they figure out what the
TV's
fuck they're
tough.
doing.
They just had Loki, which was so good.
But that's that is clearly the
And
exception.
they're
to the
getting
rule.
lapped by Percy Jackson, like in viewership. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. PJ, well done. Echo, I didn't think was bad, but I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say it was good either. I thought She-Hulk was like a much more watchable, enjoyable show than Echo,
Mm.
and I didn't
would agree
love
with that.
She-Hulk. You know, like
So you guys are still excited for Marvel movies when they come out? Like, if the Marvel movies come out
It
next
could, I
month,
What's the
feel like
next
it could
one?
be. It's like watching like one of those hitters that can like they'll only hit a home run or strike
like
out.
Adam Dunn.
well,
Yeah,
they
and Adam Dunn.
they know this year they got to take a break too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they know they put way too much out last year. They're literally just putting Deadpool 3 out this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
One Marvel movie.
Only
for
one
the
more for the whole calendar
Yes.
year? Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Oh,
so
wow.
I think they're taking a step
Okay.
back and kind of putting all their
Reset.
eggs in that basket and being like, this is going to be the one to get you back.
So they're only putting one movie out this year, and it's a rated R movie.
Yeah.
and
Wow.
it's apparently going to like reset the board for them
Yeah. Which
and
is they
like
need.
lay a new foundation
Okay.
for what
So
they
if
want
that
to do.
fails, Marvel might be done.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
I am a little
that's
worried
my
about that.
last-
I'm a little
that's my
worried
last
about that movie, but
Me
we'll
too.
find out when we get there.
We'll see. Okay, now we're gonna do our draft. It's a draft of just movies that we think everyone should see. It can be personal, could be objective, it could be anything you want. It could be a combination of both. The way the automatic list order generator sped it out, it's gonna be you, then
Okay.
Gooch, then Clemmer, then me. So Robbie Fox, you're up first. And by the way, I'm gonna allow this when you could take a set. So like for whichever one of you picks like
A
the God,
trilogy, if you want
whichever
to
one you pick
take.
the Godfather,
okay,
you're getting
good.
all the Godfathers. You're not
Even three?
you get you can pick whichever ones you want, but you get your pick of the your
Okay.
set. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So yeah, this was it's an interesting list to come up with 5 like must-watch movies. I didn't know like if I should go just all-time classics, my favorites. I tried to go with a mix of both. The first one I'm gonna say is Almost Famous. Almost
Wow,
Famous
yeah.
is one of my all-time favorite movies. I feel like it was a movie I related to early on at Barstool, just being around people much older than me and trying
Yeah.
to figure out my way around this weird world. And it has great music in it, great performances across the board.
Yep.
It's one of the best movies about music I think that's ever been made.
I think that's like
And,
Trobon's favorite movie.
Is it?
Believe so.
It's
He
my brother's
loves
favorite
that
movie.
movie.
It's probably top 5 for May favorite.
I like that's a really good pick.
I like that pick. I like the how you comparing it to like your life here at Barstool. Like,
Yeah.
that's
They're very comparable. Yeah, that was a good.
That's interesting because I'm here's the old guy, but it's interesting. Yeah,
The
being the young
inverse.
guy must be just as
I
difficult.
thought I was the enemy, you know?
Yeah,
You're like
right.
rookie or something like that.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that it? Right? The dentist.
Oh,
Kevin
Rookie of the
Costner?
Year.
Rookie
Oh,
of the Year.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about Nathan Fillion.
No, not the rookie CBS drama. I keep seeing clips of it on TikTok.
What?
That show, the
It's
rookie,
been
with
over
Nathan
for like
Fillion?
3 years.
I have no
There's
idea.
also a movie with Clint Eastwood and Charlie Sheen, 1990.
Really?
Oh,
It's called
really?
Rookie, yes.
I didn't
Well,
know they were ever in a movie together.
I saw like 25 years ago. I remember it being not very good.
Yeah, I mean, most Charlie Sheen movies, I would say, are not. Most ones I can picture, like Red Dawn, good.
Oh, Wall Street's amazing.
Wall Street, good.
Platoon.
Platoon, good.
Ferris Bueller?
I
No,
don't count
no.
that for him. It doesn't count. I love that movie, but it doesn't
Yeah.
count.
It's not a Charlie
Like
Sheen
Major
movie.
League,
Good.
Good.
Incredible.
but I'm trying to think of movies where it's like he took a step, like you know what I mean, like Navy SEAL stinks.
Yes.
Like all these other like kind of mid tier shit. Like
Scary Movie 4
what was the fucking
when he falls out the.
Shots, right?
when he
Hot Shots.
falls-
That's a spoof movie.
I don't like
I
how
don't like it
it's
either.
not funny.
It's funny though. The Rookies kind of when it all started to go bad for him.
Yeah.
That was when the wheels kind of came off.
I will say,
Yeah.
one of the hardest I've ever laughed at a movie is Scary Movie 4. His little cameo in that when he ODs on Viagra, falls out the window onto his cock.
Yeah.
he like falls 20 stories and he lands on his dick.
Mhm. I was watching some of those interviews from like the Tiger Blood era, Charlie Sheen.
Oh,
that
so
is
fun.
What was
crazy.
going on
Winning.
there?
Remember when
Yeah,
he said
It-
winning?
it was a
Tiger
lot.
Blood, all that
What are
shit.
you? What are you, a narc? He's like, are there drugs in this house right now? He's like, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah. Gooch, you're up.
I will take you up on the trilogy offer, a trilogy that two people in this room unfairly
boy.
criticized.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh.
Even if you don't like it, like these two, I think they can respect it because it takes the source material and is very respectful towards it. And there's clearly a lot of passion for the source material there. I'm saying you should watch this. I'm sure most people in here probably have watching, listening, should watch it because that is what you should demand from your franchises, from your studios. Care and passion put into your project planning. That's comes in spades with the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mhm.
The fact that, and they did it on not the largest budget in the world. Like they filmed all three of these back to back. Peter Jackson had a plan. All like these studios giving us shit blockbusters. You look at that, and then you look at the Lord of the Rings trilogy and be like, I know you can fucking do this with this amount of money. All you have to do is be passionate and have care for what you're doing.
Mhm.
So yeah, Lord of the Rings trilogy, and beyond that, I love them. I think they're perfect movies across the board. My favorite's The Fellowship. You can say any of them are your favorites. I won't argue with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful movies.
I agree.
I didn't know Clemmer didn't like Lord of the Rings. That makes
No.
me like you even more.
Yeah. Oh, I know you know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
I think
Good.
even if you don't like it, I feel like it's a game respect game thing. Where it's
I
like
can respect. Lord of the Rings.
I respect some. I respect New Line a lot actually because
Yeah.
if that didn't work, that was going to ruin the studio.
Yes.
It
That's
would
it,
sink them. So like,
also
I-
built was it Weta? They're the
Yes, the thing in New Zealand.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
the digital art studio.
I really respect like a studio taking a chance on something they really believe in, and
Yeah.
it did work. Obviously,
I like Peter Jackson.
uh,
King
do you
Kong
like-
is his best movie.
King
Oh,
Kong.
Shut the fuck up.
I like the Frighteners.
I like his King
I
Kong.
like King Kong and Frighteners better than Lord of the Rings. I know.
Yeah.
It's,
I do.
You
For sure.
I know we're alone on that island,
Yeah.
but like that's fine.
Like, you literally are alone.
That's fine.
Skull
We'll have a nice
We're on
time on our
Skull Island
That's
alone.
You two, and then Kevin James.
Yeah.
fine. Well, maybe we'll just
Kevin
keep it.
Smith.
Kevin Smith. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah, not Kevin
Yeah,
James.
I don't want either
He
one of
gets
them. I'm
confused
fine
with
with
a
just
lot.
Robbie.
I just got an email. I got like preemptive screening to Kevin James's new special on Prime. It's called
Comedy special.
Yeah, it's called like
I didn't know he did like stand up.
I heard
I didn't
he's a
know he did
dick.
stand up either.
Is he a
Weird,
dick?
oh,
I
really?
keep hearing under the radar that he's a dick. I know someone that
we've interviewed him once. He was really nice.
was he. All
I
right.
mean, it's fucking over the
That would surprise me if he was a dick.
I know someone that worked with him that also a comedy writer for him for King of Queens and
Yeah.
liked him. Everyone else I've heard of interacting said he was an asshole.
That's surprising.
Me too.
I just assume everyone in the Sandler crew
Is
is
a
a
good
good
guy.
guy,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
a good
So
hang.
maybe I
Like
could be getting missing.
I can't imagine Sandman like putting up
Nah.
with like
No.
someone being a dick or like anything like that.
Especially all his movies at this point are like he picks a vacation
Yeah,
destination.
he did
to
play-
bring his
gonna hang out
friends.
with Sky
For his
Crazy.
friends.
So he did play a Nazi pretty recently, Kevin James, and I forgot what that movie was called. Did you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, called Irregardless.
Huh.
As only James can, he covers a range of topics from motivating children to put down their video games as to why he doesn't trust technology and how many tater tots he can fit in his mouth. That sounds right. Sounds exactly like what Kevin
Ugh.
James would be doing.
Sounds like a lot.
Sounds
That's
perfect.
the thing. It's funny that Kevin James is like an elite like MMA, like karate, like he knows.
love
Yeah.
MMA.
Yeah. Like the videos, like his body is just shaped so funny. So
Here
when you,
comes
see,
the boom.
when you see him fighting, it's
yeah.
funny as fuck.
He had that assassin movie too with Sandler, right? The Bodyguard. or
Yes.
something?
I think it's something like
Yeah.
that.
Clemmer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with movies that this was the tough list to put together.
I have old ones too, if you're worried.
I have old ones, of course.
Okay.
My thing is like these are movies that I think everyone should watch. Like movies that would be capable for everyone to enjoy. Like there's things I like that are very specific niches. Like I don't expect everyone to like Field of Dreams. You might not like baseball. You might not like your dad. Whatever it is. But like Jaws. Like Jaws is a perfect movie that I think is relatable for everyone. That everyone should watch. So I'm gonna go with Jaws.
The movie that built the blockbuster.
Yes, and it's also ages really well. Like I don't have The Godfather on here, I don't think, unless it gets really low on the list. Because The Godfather, the editing is a little slow for some people. I understand that for younger audiences, so maybe it's not for everyone. I think Jaws is something that everyone can enjoy.
Agreed. I almost put that on my list.
Fair enough. Jaws up there, and again, that summer blockbusters don't exist without Jaws. It's fucking crazy.
Yes.
That's how good that movie was. For mine, I mean, I'll go stereotypical and I'll take Goodfellas. I think Goodfellas is a movie that that's like a litmus test movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like this person watches movies if they've seen Goodfellas. You know what I mean? It's like one of those top like early ones. Like everyone will ask you like, "Oh, what movies are you into? You ever seen Goodfellas? You ever seen this?" I think that's one of them. That's absolutely
it's on my list. I mean, absolutely. I feel like it's a lot more digestible than Godfather.
Yeah, and got a special part for my old grandpa on it. Shout out,
Oh yeah,
Nicky Eyes. But yeah, Goodfellas up there. And then I'll back to back it. And I'll go stereotypical again. Probably. I mean, Godfather is up there. I'm sorry. I'll take two fucking Ginzo movies right off the board. The Godfather is just like one of those again movies that like define movies. Like if you look up the Wikipedia of like film, it'll probably show you like Citizen Kane and then like a still from The Godfather and then a still from like something else. Like it is one of the just
maybe
movies.
Jaws. Yeah,
maybe Jaws. But like it is like one of the movies. You know what I mean? I feel like that just has to be up there. So I'll got back to back stereotypical, but I gotta take them Goodfellas and Godfather. And again, I got the trilogy. I'll even take 3. I don't care. I'm taking all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just
throw that one away.
Clemmer, you're
just
back
when
up.
I thought I was out.
That's a great line. And then
I just
Andy
found out
Garcia.
last week that's from 3. I didn't.
Andy
know that.
Garcia is very good in the movie.
Andy Garcia is fantastic.
I never knew that. I'm not a Godfather guy.
Okay. That scene though, that everything with Andy Garcia is incredible. When he kills Joey Zaza and he's like, Joey, boom, boom, Zaza.
Some of the that's great. Andy Garcia and Sofia Coppola scenes are a little rough.
Because they're cousin fucking, so it's weird.
She can't act. So
Watch it.
Great director.
Great director. No,
that's Mother.
She can't act. It's fine.
That's Mother. Watch it.
And by the way, Andy Garcia in Untouchables, I love too. I think he's really good.
So good in Untouchables.
Yeah,
Really
most of that early stuff where he's like really gunning, like he is phenomenal. Clemmer, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pulp Fiction. It's a movie that made me love movies. Like I really liked movies until I saw it in the theaters when I was 14 and completely like blew my mind. I still enjoy watching it today. It's an incredibly important movie. It kind of started like the director having more power again. In 1994, it kind of changed. Now the studios have all the power again, of course. But it's Tarantino at his best. It's just an enjoyable movie. I think everyone can enjoy it. Yeah. Like anyone from 18 to 80, I think can find enjoyment in it. It's exciting. It's funny. It has everything.
Great acting. Great suspense.
Yes, the scene with Bruce Willis going back to try to get that, try to get his heroin back from his dad.
Zed, right? Is that the
Zed?
Zed was the motorcyclist, but just him walking to that apartment where that the guy's waiting for him, like it's so scary. Ving Rhames is waiting. John Travolta's waiting for him, and you're like, oh my god, what happens when he gets there? And they could come out at any moment, because that moment with Tarantino, you didn't know what was going to happen next, and like that is the greatest thing about Tarantino movies is that they're so unpredictable, they're so exciting. Pulp Fiction is.
So we were having this convo, the same exact convo yesterday or 2 days ago, and we're talking about how Pulp Fiction is amazing. You will never believe who came over and said the same thing Clemmer just said, where he's like, "This is a movie that made me fall in love with movies." Dukes comes sprinting through like fucking Ultimate Warrior, and he's like, "You guys talking about Pulp Fiction? That's the movie that made me love movies." I wouldn't suspect
that. Yeah.
No. Either, and it made me really feel good because like a younger guy, because like 1994, it changed my life, but it's gonna change someone who's younger, and it does. The movie holds up that great. Like almost,
I watched it like a month ago. Yeah, wow, amazing,
so good. Gooch, you're up.
I'm gonna go. So you did a 1975 pick.
I did.
I'm doing a 1975 pick.
Got a boy.
Barry Lyndon, which is a movie I watched for the first time when I was
really
13, and I liked it a lot. But then I revisited it over the break because I got the DVD, and I was like, this is the most beautiful movie I've ever watched. Like in terms of visuals, if you want to be like, I want to see a movie, like how good can a movie actually look?
Yeah.
That might be the pinnacle. Everything is fucking gorgeous. They use natural light 90% of the movie. They literally had to contact NASA to get a new lens for their cameras. It's the lens that NASA would use on the dark side of the moon to take pictures while they were up there. That's the lens that they use to shoot in these natural light.
Fun fact. I'm saving that.
That is a good
Fucking
fun fact.
gorgeous. Ryan O'Neal is stellar. It's 3 hours long for sure. But the subject matter is like salacious. There's a lot of sex. There's betrayal. It keeps you engaged throughout. I think it is by far his most underrated movie, and a movie that's definitely worth checking out. Especially if you're looking to like expand your horizons in movies, that's a great place to go to because it's accessible.
His whole filmography, honestly.
Yeah, his stuff is
so
very accessible. Like 2001 is hard to recommend because there's not dialogue for the first 40 minutes. So that's like, yeah, that's a little bit more
But still,
artsy.
that looks like I rewatched it recently. That it still looks as good as like things that were made
fucking insane.
30, 40 years after.
It's a stunning. So Barry, a couple of things about that. I'm so glad you brought the NASA thing. So people theorize. I do not believe this.
That he
people
filmed The
think-
Shining,
But no, they say that because of the connections, he got by faking the moon landing. That's how we got that lens from NASA. I will say Barry Lyndon for most of my childhood was the most beautiful movie of all time that I had seen. And then that for me changed when I saw Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition for me is the most beautiful, but I completely understand the Barry Lyndon.
Either of those movies. So
That's
both
Deakins
on my
movie.
list.
Roger Deakins.
Oh, is it?
On Road to Perdition.
His last movie. No, it wasn't Deakins. It was. I'm sorry. It was not Deakins.
He was a cinematographer, no?
No, it was the last movie Mendez did without him. It was
Really?
something. I'll have to look it up.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Yes. But yeah, incredible. Barry Lyndon is a great recommendation.
Yeah.
Let me look up.
And that's one, just not enough
I got
people have seen it. And it doesn't get talked about enough. Like when you talk about the great movies of the set,
I
like
never
Conrad
hear it
Hall.
get brought up.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Conrad Hall. It's the last movie. In fact, I think he died before it came out. He also was a
Beautiful
cinematographer
movie.
for American Beauty.
The beach sequence
Ooh.
in that in Road to Perdition at the end. Oof,
It's
unreal.
stunning.
Everything with Jude Law too in that too. Every
Oh my
scene.
god, so creepy. And
Daniel
weird.
Craig really good in Road to
Daniel
Perdition.
Craig's Paul Newman.
Paul
His
Newman,
last
really
major
good.
role, and
Tom
obviously you
Hanks.
have Tom
And
Hanks.
Taylor Hoechlin. You know, like the guy he plays Superman and Superman and Lois. Big.
Oh,
beefy
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
He plays like he's a
he's
teenager
in
it.
Road to Perdition.
He's like a kid. He's,
Oh.
He's the kid. He's the
Yeah.
kid. Yeah.
I got to see this movie.
Jennifer
like
Jason
him.
Lee.
gangster
in it.
movies, Chicago during Prohibition. It's good.
Stanley
Good shit.
Stanley
see this.
Tucci's in it. It's a fantastic.
Tucci,
movie.
yeah, he is. That's right. He's the head of like one of the
Yeah,
the Italian
Chicago gangs. Yeah, it is.
The
It is the
outfit.
most beautiful movie. I think it's one of the most underrated movies of that decade. It's not on my list, but no, I'm sorry for
Yeah.
the tangent. But Barry Lyndon is fantastic. I think Criterion Collection has it, right?
That's how I got it. Yeah, I got it for Christmas.
I got to get that.
Yeah,
I might give
very
myself a
worth
late
it.
Christmas present. That's a great pick. Cooch.
Robbie back to back.
Hey, we were speaking of 30 Rock before. Alec Baldwin just got indicted.
Indicted?
Yep.
Indicted.
Indicted.
Holy
Involuntary
shit.
manslaughter. Yeah.
For
Oh my god, for the Rust.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't.
Little breaking news on the.
That's a little
on the
tarnish
That's-
on his record.
That's go to jail.
His spotless record of Alec Baldwin. That's crazy.
Wow.
So I'm going to pick another Tarantino movie that was on my list.
Fuck yeah.
My favorite Tarantino movie is Reservoir Dogs. It was the first one that my brother introduced me to. That he was like, all right, we're going to do Tarantino. We're going to do it in order. And this one is my favorite because the performances and the story keeping you entertained through them just in a factory for most of the movie. They're in this like abandoned warehouse
Build a room.
is crazy. And then when they cut back and they start showing you Tim Roth going through and learning everything he's learning, like one of the most rewatchable movies of all time for me. I love it. I love the ending. I love the Mr. Blonde scene where he's friggin', put the lime in a coconut, and it's crazy, but it's still my favorite Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
It's a
no, I don't blame
shortest
you.
movie.
Yeah.
That's a great pick too.
And that's why it's such a good rewatch too. You throw it on, it's like 90 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sundance.
Yeah.
Sundance this weekend, maybe the greatest Sundance premiere of all time.
Mhm.
Was it a Sundance?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
and
pretty sure.
And it kind of put Tarantino. He had written some
He
stuff.
sold
that was
True Romance, right?
he sold True, right?
Yeah.
Which he, So Reservoir Dogs. I saw Pulp Fiction first.
Oh, did you?
And then I realized I was reading Entertainment Weekly. I realized that he directed another movie. I went to Blockbuster, got it, and I must have watched it 3 times in a row. I was 14 years old. My mouth was
Yeah.
on the floor.
I mean, the
couldn't believe what I
beginning,
seen.
like the exchange about tipping in the beginning
Yeah.
is so
Oh.
fucking good.
He's
Like,
just so good at dialogue, man. He's unbelievable. At it. Just like
Buscemi
slightly
is-
over the top. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Buscemi's like at his peak in that. I feel like he's so good.
It's a real shame Tarantino's like fandom has kind of brought his. I feel like his fandom has brought his reputation down in a
They make
way.
him feel like sound dumber because
Yes, they make him seem like a dumb director for
Foot
like
guy.
dumb dude bros, and it's like he's one of the best screenwriters of all
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and he knows
Yeah.
more about Hollywood and movies than almost anyone. Like
Mm.
his biggest strength is being able to take stuff from like old movies like Barry Lyndon or
Oh,
Jaws,
yes.
and then like he'll just take like a sequence, like the dance sequence in Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction, pulls it from 8.5, small sequence, and then puts it into his movie, and it works perfectly.
I couldn't believe when you tweeted that the other night. I'd never
It's a
seen
shot for
the
shot
original.
remake,
It's
but
crazy.
it's like it works. It's
Yeah.
like it's not a ripoff. Like he's doing something different with it. It's just incredible that he can do
And
it.
you have one of the most famous dancers of that time, Travolta, doing it.
Yeah.
It all works so well together.
Yeah. Robbie, you're second.
I'm gonna go. So me and Clemmer, we're kind of locked in here. We both got Tarantino movies, and I'm going with a Spielberg movie next. My favorite action adventure movie of all time,
Yes.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that was gonna
That's
be
a
the next
great
one.
It's
I
something
forgot to mention.
everybody can enjoy.
And if you want to give me the trilogy, I'll
I think
take
you
the
get the trilogy.
trilogy.
You're taking the trilogy.
I'm not taking. Listen, I love the Dial of Destiny and Kingdom
want
of
to
the
take
Crystal
one and
Skull.
three?
I'm not taking them.
You want to take one?
No,
and
I
three?
love Temple of Doom. I'll
Okay.
take the trilogy. I think the full trilogy is like an amazing, just fun watch. Like those
Adventure,
are like
man. That's adventure.
that's adventure. That's like action adventure at its peak.
What's an
Um,
episode me and Kid Jack got to talk about Indiana? Like we're
Yeah.
just bitching at Hollywood.
Dude, the
We
new
just
game
bitch at
looks
Hollywood
amazing.
Kind of in.
once a week. Me and Kid Jack come in here and we just bitch at Hollywood for not making action adventure movies.
It's adventure, man.
We're
Maybe
just like
just
make a
do
make a
Indiana
fucking
Jones.
adventure
And
movie.
you don't need to make some big grand scale like Uncharted or something like that, though I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like just it could be nice little practical effect stuff, man. Just adventure.
And I
And
appreciate
that
that
period of exploration.
Indiana Jones weaves legitimate history and
Yeah.
artifacts and cool things that you can go on a deep dive into
Yeah.
after you watch the movie with some crazy. Every movie has a crazy twist at the end where you're like, holy fuck, we just got supernatural. You don't see that
Exactly.
coming.
Has
Another movie
Mission
that holds up so
Impossible-
well.
Has Mission Impossible ruined action adventure? Like, has it gotten to the point where we expect so much?
So I don't think of Mission
'Cause
Impossible as
so good.
adventure. I don't think of it as
Okay.
adventure. I think of it
Yeah.
as like espionage
True.
action. You know what I
Alright.
mean?
Yeah.
I feel
So,
it's
like,
a
what do you look? So, like, more like Indiana
adventure
Jones.
is you're globe hopping, you're solving mysteries, you're doing-
Artifacts. You
yeah,
gotta have some
you need
artifacts.
artifacts and relics. And
Yeah,
rituals.
you gotta have artifacts.
I
There's got to
still-
be a pickaxe at one point.
a relic and a ritual.
How did they fuck up Da Vinci Code so bad? That
I
would
know,
that
that
should have
shit-
been
yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
it was
I thought it
there-
was good. I just
oh.
watched it.
The first one I liked. The other
Yeah,
ones
the
are-
first one.
I don't
yeah.
think all the controversy around the books happening at the same time the movies were coming out
Yeah.
helped it either. Remember that?
No, I don't. He's from
When
New Hampshire.
what's his face?
Dan Brown.
Bruce Brown?
Dan
What's-
Brown?
Dan Brown. Yeah, he was under fire for like stealing a lot of shit from those books.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, he had like straight up character names pulled from other books and shit like that.
Well, I thought the story was cool. I didn't know anything about the book going into the movie, and I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Ian
What if
McKellen
Jesus
really good
had
in
some
it?
ancestors?
Our
Or not
good-
ancestors, but the
the
opposite.
lineage. Yeah,
Yeah.
the lineage. Gooch.
Oh, I'm back up. Good, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll just
You wanna
take
the
that.
Dollars trilogy. if you
Uh,
want.
I don't want to take the entire Dollars trilogy because that is hard to. Those first two are hard to recommend to people.
Fair.
It's definitely Leon still finding his footing in those first two. The ADR is terrible,
Yeah.
really bad.
All
It's
spaghetti
fixed by the
westerns,
third
too.
one. The ADR is terrible in the first two, which is a problem with a lot of old Italian movies. But Good and the Bad, the Ugly is just like textbook cinema. Like you talk about Godfather and Jaws
Mhm.
being like if you're gonna make a montage of movies, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, like the final 20 minutes, you're gonna pull something from that sequence and put it in that montage.
Mhm.
It is beautiful. It's well acted. It's the making of a movie star, like in front of your eyes with Clint Eastwood. Like he's perfect. Man, I love that movie. And I'm not sure if like today's youth have really watched it that much. They probably would be aware of it through references because it's
Yes,
referenced
yeah,
on
it's the
stuff.
enough.
it's literally just like the main theme, the Morricone
Yeah.
theme.
This
that's
is-
it.
I say the score is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
the way it looks, the way it's shot is beautiful.
Something
Um,
fun about that too. Leone and Morricone. People talk about the Affleck Damon connection. Morricone and Leone,
Yeah,
they went to
that's
grade
really
school. Yeah, they grew up together.
That's really
Yeah,
wow.
they went like grammar school together. Very, very
That's
cool.
wild.
That's
Imagine being
really
in
cool.
class with those two,
Yeah,
like in third grade. That's
yeah.
crazy.
No, they literally have a pic from them in like third grade when
That
they're like
is
little children.
It's like
awesome.
the Kershaw Stafford thing.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
it's
right.
just like that.
Clemmer, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I just saw the musical actually this week. Back to the Future.
Oh, I thought you.
Is that
Mean
Moulin Rouge?
I thought you were gonna say Mean
Mean
Girls.
Girls, yeah.
I was like, clever about to drop Tina. I was
Peak
like, he was
cinema.
hyping up Tina Fey a minute
It is a
ago.
fine movie. No, Back to the Future. It's a movie I think everyone can enjoy. It has everything.
That's
Uh,
I think that's like not in the same realm of adventure. That's an adventure movie though.
Okay,
Yeah,
Different types of
it's definitely
adventures,
more
but
adventure than sci-fi. I think.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was 5 years old in movie theaters. I was like dancing in the aisles to Johnny B.
Mhm.
Good. Like it, and I just saw the musical this week, and I still was at the edge of my seat.
Was
Like,
it good?
The first hour and a half are painful for me because it's they made Doc Brown like Rick and Morty,
Okay.
Oh,
which I don't really care for that. The last 45 minutes and the music I didn't like. The last 45 minutes, I could not believe what I saw. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen on a Broadway stage. I was blown away.
Yeah,
I haven't talked about this.
I've heard a lot of people saying like,
Nice.
you literally are like, how did they
can't
just do
believe they
that?
did it.
There's things that happen. There's like a number of things that happen in the last 45 minutes. I'm still kind of like wrapping my head around. I feel like I just saw a magic show.
Honestly, that's how I felt watching like The Lion King, which is very low on the tier. So like, I feel like
bro, one of my favorite stories. My aunt went and saw The Lion King on Broadway, and I was like, "What'd you think?" And she was like, "It was predictable. The same thing happened in the movie." And I was like,
man.
Yeah. That's why they put it on Broadway.
You know, we both saw Moulin Rouge, right?
Great Broadway
show. That was
really
awesome
enjoyable.
with JoJo. Yeah.
Yep.
Lion King on Broadway made me cry in the first 5 minutes. It was just overwhelming. It was like, whoa, they're really doing it.
It's emotional going to shows. When you see it in front of you, it is a different range of emotion.
Yeah. I'm up. I'll do the Frontier trilogy. I'll take all three. I'll take Hell or High Water, Sicario, and Wind River.
Wow.
Those three movies, the Frontier trilogy, were all written by Taylor Sheridan. I think those three movies are ones I'd recommend to literally anybody. If I'm like, you want to see good screenwriting, beautiful cinematography, because like all three directors had like a very different sort of style. Denis Villeneuve, Sheridan directed Wind River as well, and then that Scottish dude mixed something on Hell or High Water. But all three very different visual styles, but amazing, beautiful dialogue, great stories that resonate in like all the way across cinema. And just three incredible movies.
What's your favorite one of those three?
I think out of those three,
I think it's Wind River.
For me, it's Wind River, and then I think Sicario, Hell or High Water. I know, like it's splitting hairs. It's splitting.
Hell or High Water, top my list.
Yeah, it's the thinnest of hairs to split, but all three of them are incredible. Ben Foster and Hell or High Water is one of the greatest.
Oh my god.
Chris Pine's everyone is. There's no bad.
No, but right. We're talking like
And then
Ben Foster's such a sleazeball in that. When he like walks past the girl and puts the chip and
Ooh. Dude, Renner in fucking Wind River is like the best performance he's ever had. Like Elizabeth Olsen, like everyone in that. Yeah. Like
that's my favorite of the three for sure too.
The Why Are You Flanking Me scene is it's all time.
Yeah.
And then Sicario, I think every single one of those is every sequence in that is beautiful.
Might be a quadology here soon. You see Sheridan signed on to do
he signs on to do 5,000 things a year.
Yeah, but I think this is a movie this time.
By the way, I started in 1923.
The first Harris, is that the Mirren one?
Yeah, the Harrison Ford Helen Mirren one. The guy in that is maybe the hottest guy I've ever seen in my entire life. It is
Harrison Ford?
No. It plays his son. But it is unbelievable. This is the hottest dude I've ever seen. I gotta post him later.
I've heard 23 is good. People
I like it so far. Yeah. So the Frontier trilogy, and then I'll back it with. I think as far as just knowing good movies, I feel like I needed to say T1 and T2.
Okay.
T1 and T2, I think, are like foundational sci-fi movies. As far as like getting your baseline in like not only just references in Hollywood, because like these movies are referenced everywhere and everything, but like also just the way sci-fi works in more modern movies. Like everyone draws from those two movies in the way that Jim Cameron like put all this shit together. And I think if you look at just I'd say T2 is better than T1, which is a hot take. Yeah. But like you go and watch those movies, they are unreal in how good they are, and especially considering the effects that they had available to them at both points in history, they look amazing. They are gorgeous.
When T2 came out, people were like blown. Like people could not believe what they were seeing on screen. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on screen, but like it was like, how did Cameron do this? Yes. It was that amazing. And you rewatch it now, and I don't think T1 holds up at all. I think
T2 holds up way better.
T2 holds up.
T1 really does not hold up very well.
No, the thing when his face gets all crazy, like the claymation face, whatever, it gets all kind of goofy.
It's also very boring, I think. T1.
I like this. I like a lot from T1 still. I like a lot about it.
It's definitely edited in an old school way though. Yeah. It has like the pacing's very slow and deliberate. Where T2 is like pedal to metal the entire time.
Totally. Yeah. T2 is like almost like the blueprint for like the modern action movie.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
And it blew over his mind when it came, and it should have because it's that amazing.
And just so many good references in it. Like we've been playing, my fiance been playing this game It Takes Two on Twitch or Switch.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where like a guy goes into a molten pit like this, and she's like, she understood that reference. She's never even seen T2. Like that's how foundational this shit is. But yeah, so I'm gonna go T1 and T2 back to back with the Frontier trilogy. Clemmer, you're back up.
I'm gonna go with Groundhog Day.
Good
it's a comedy that I think is relatable to everyone. Everyone has had that same thought. What if I, had woke up in the same day, or how would I deal with this? And it also deals like big themes of like religion, love, friendship, being kind, like all of these like major foundations of being a human being. and it deals with it in a really, I think, digestible and fun way to. And it's also just like a fucking funny movie. Bill Murray's like an
It's
asshole
very
for
funny.
almost all of it.
Which is what he's best suited as.
Yeah, he's perfectly cast.
Scrooge, like all
Scrooge, yeah. Scrooge is like the bitter. He's even more bitter in Scrooge than he is in this. I love Scrooge. But so you get a funny movie that deals with major parts of being a human being. I think that's a great rewatch, a great watch. You can't go wrong with Groundhog Day.
I'm down with that. Gooch.
I'm back up.
Yep.
I'm gonna go, and I'm sure everyone's seen this, but I do want it on my list. Super bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I think it's the definitive comedy of my lifetime. Definitely the definitive of the 21st century. It's just like joke a minute, perfect, like funny, holds up. I think. I don't know if you speak to younger people if they think it holds up, but in my opinion, it still holds up. Very funny. Flip it on, rewatch it. Any 15 minutes, you're gonna laugh. Like, I mean, and yeah, it made stars out of everyone.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill, Michael
Everybody.
Cera, Seth Rogen, Bill Hader, like across the board. It's just
Emma Stone.
yeah, fuck Emma. Yeah,
Yeah.
Emma Stone. Like, yeah, no, it's just I could go on and on about Superbad, but I think it is a 100 out of 100. It is a perfect comedy, and like if you're gonna define this era of comedy, it's Superbad. Like
Right.
that is the top.
Yeah,
of the
that's the of the
Of a
first decade of
generation,
2000s was just great. It's been terrible since then, but
Yeah.
and Superbad's the best of them, right?
Of like the Hangover, Step Brothers, like those movies, I think so.
yeah. Like,
40-year-old version.
I thought
Yeah.
about going like Cornetto's 3 flavors, but
I did
even
love
then,
that.
I don't think that reaches the heights of what Superbad
Yeah.
was.
Back to back for your last two, Robbie Fox.
So my first one, I was really going back and forth. It's like Nolan's probably my favorite director.
Yeah.
And The Dark Knight's my favorite movie in general, but I'm not going to draft The Dark Knight because everyone has seen The Dark Knight.
Well, I just
I
took
don't believe
Superbad.
someone exists that hasn't seen The Dark Knight at this point. So I'm going to take The Prestige,
Nice.
which other than The Dark Knight is my favorite Nolan movie. I think it's the best movie ever made about a rivalry. I think the
Ooh.
rivalry between those two magicians
Let's say fucking
is
Amadeus.
so
I was gonna say
fucking
Amadeus.
good.
Yeah, Amadeus is it for
But
me.
it's
Dude, that's
so
Tom.
fucking good where they're showing up
Yeah.
and sabotaging the
Yeah,
other's
yeah.
trick with the gun and loading in the real bullet. There's so many different things that you could pick up on multiple rewatchers too. So I'll go The Prestige for that one. And then for my final pick, a very, very more personal pick, I'm gonna get Warrior, which is an
Nice.
MMA movie. There's not very many MMA movies in existence.
That's
but
the best one.
It is the best one. Tom Hardy puts
Mm.
on just the best performance that I've seen from him maybe ever. It might be my favorite Tom Hardy performance. And Nick Nolte plays his
Nick Nolte's
dad and
awesome.
is
I've
so
never
good in
seen
it.
Warrior.
It's really
good movie.
good.
It's the first movie we
Good
named so
drama.
far I haven't seen.
So this is also a tip for everyone watching. If you haven't seen Warrior, don't watch the trailer. It's
Okay.
one of the all-time worst examples of the trailer giving away the
whole
climax.
movie.
of
Oh,
the
no.
movie.
Oh, okay.
It's bad. So
All right.
stay away from the trailer.
All right.
Go into Warrior blind, and it gives you like Rocky vibes, but it's not a Rocky ripoff.
Yeah.
It's really good.
By the way, The Guardian, is that the Ashton Kutcher Coast Guard movie? Is that right?
Oh,
The Guardian.
With Kevin Costner?
Is that- I don't remember.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. If I'm,
I have this like
It's an
I
FX
have like a
movie
screenshot in
for-
my brain of like The Rain
Yeah,
and Costume
yeah,
and Kutcher,
yeah.
but I have not. Unfortunately, I have not seen The Guardian.
I
I'd love
think-
to talk
I
about
think
it.
it came out close after what do you call it? Perfect Storm, and they're trying to like ride. Perfect Storm was like what 2001 or 2000. So yeah. Gucci, your last pick.
I want to change my last pick now that I see Boogie Nights up there. I'm not going Boogie Nights, but I'm going to change my last pick too.
PTA.
Yeah, I'm doing There Will Be Blood. A movie that I think gets like kind of shit on as being like a prestige hoity-toity movie. It's not. It just isn't. Like, it's really not. Like, it's very intense. If you like The Godfather, fuck, you'll love There Will Be Blood. Very similar in tone, kind of dealing with a lot of the same subject matters. Definitely check out There Will Be Blood. One of the best movies ever made.
Mhm.
And then for my final pick, Clemmer said it, and then I told him to shut up because I didn't want anyone to take it. Amadeus. Amadeus is so fucking good. And no one talks about it. No one talks about fucking Amadeus. Even in a year when Oppenheimer comes out, a movie that heavily pulled from Amadeus, no one still talks about it. It's so good. So good. 3 hours long. It feels like it's an hour long. It's fantastic. F. Murray Abraham, one of the greatest performances of all time. And Tom Hulce is just perfect as Mozart. I love that movie. I just got the director's cut. I can't wait to pop it in this
Yeah,
weekend.
that's maybe another one
I
for
still
Ball's
haven't
favorites.
seen that. I
Migos.
gotta watch that.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Migos Forman is a director no one really talks about anymore. He made some great movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Amadeus, and even more recently. I know recently. I'm old, but for me, it's more recently. People vs. Larry Flint and Man on the Moon.
People are really good.
Like
I like that.
Migos Forman's a great director.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves.
All right, so Amadeus, and then my last pick. A couple I still have on the board. Silence of the Lambs I have right up
Oh,
here.
hell
I
yeah.
think that's like a
Yeah.
horror movie that's foundational.
Something I found out, not to get you railed off. Silence of the Lambs was so fucking good
Oh my god,
that it came out in February of 1991.
that's right.
February of 1991. It was so good that the hype lasted for 13 months. And in
Yep.
1992,
Yep.
it didn't just win at the Oscars. It won in all 5 major categories:
That's how good it was.
acting,
Yeah.
directing, both acting categories,
Yep.
directing, writing, and best picture. It's the last movie to do that. One of 3 movies ever to do that. And it did 13 months after it was released.
That's how good
That is
Silence is.
insane.
And I'll
Yeah.
say I like most of like the sequel stuff too.
Like,
I know
imagine-
people don't love like.
I
I
don't
like
care.
Red
and
Dragon.
I understand why.
I fuck
understand.
with Red Dragon.
Like,
I
imagine,
fuck with
imagine if a movie came out next month, 2025 in March.
Kinda like
What?
Well, we had it. We talked about it. We had it a little bit last year.
A little bit. That was summer? It went wide.
Wait,
With
for,
what movie?
For which movie?
Everything everywhere.
Yeah,
No,
they
that was
they came
earlier
out in
this
April.
summer. It was March.
March, right? Yeah.
It was,
Yeah,
it was,
true.
early
So that
March.
was a long.
Yeah.
But
But I feel like they didn't go wide until the summer.
It
Am I
went, no, it
wrong?
went wide
It
like
went-
the
yeah.
by
Really?
the hype was crazy within the first I
Mm.
want to say 3 weeks, and I think after that 3-week run in April it went wide, if I remember correctly. Because I remember when it went wide, I was tweeting like crazy, like everyone go watch this.
Yeah,
Everyone
you
watch this,
were
amazing.
very that and Parasite. You were super early.
Yeah.
on.
Well,
But,
Parasite,
like-
I saw like 6. I got a con screener. Shout out to one of our good friends, listeners. I don't want to out him in case he gets in trouble, but he sent me a screener like 6 months early on Parasite. So I was really early on that.
Gooch is absolutely right about Silence of the Lambs, though. Like that is a perfect film.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it immediately. The acting is incredible. It's so ahead of its time too with some things.
Yeah.
Like a woman, woman's place and her having to deal with being an FBI agent, being
Honestly, a woman lead in general and then crushing it. And
Yeah.
and that even this is like what 1990.
91 in
Yeah.
a male oriented field.
Yeah.
Like it's really interesting. And obviously you have Hopkins, but the whole
Yeah.
movie's fantastic. It's Jonathan Demme, the way he directed that, the way it looks.
Perfect closing line.
Yep.
Maybe my favorite twist in a movie, like
Yes.
the wrong house twist, is
Yep.
Oh, it's so great.
unbelievable.
Alien and Aliens I have on here too. Again, foundational and just insane. 2 different movies, two different all-time directors, and then both just incredible. The Matrix I have on here too, another like foundational sci-fi movie just from the new era of sci-fi. Like the John Wick franchise I put up there. 4 movies, none of them missed, ushered in a whole new era of action movies. Like Fargo, just for the weirdness of the
Fargo's a
Coen
great one.
brothers.
Fargo's brilliant.
Truman Show I have up there as one of my favorites. I think anybody could watch and like. But I'll go with Children of Men because that movie, every time I watch Children of Men, it makes me cry. And I just love it. And I think more people should watch it. I think it has one of my favorite executed long takes I've ever seen. That whole sequence leading into the big destroyed building. Every actor in it is Clive Owen's best movie by far.
His best performance by far. Yeah.
And like every Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it, crushes it. Like Garrett Hedlund Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam is in it, crushes it. Julianne Moore is in it, crushes it. Everyone that is
Julianne
involved in
Moore's
that
very
movie is incredible. So the Children of Men, and I don't think enough people have seen it. I think more people should.
They didn't see it when it came out.
I didn't see it. I got a lot of movies I
Yeah.
could watch off this draft tonight.
The Children of Men is fantastic. When it came out, it didn't get. I remember I saw it in the theaters, and I'm like, why isn't
Yeah.
it getting a bigger discussion?
Yeah, I'm not sure because it's a great concept. Oh, fucking Michael Caine in it, really good.
Oh,
Michael Caine
wow.
plays a John Lennon-esque pothead that lives in
Really?
a forest,
Huh.
and he's hysterical and incredible. Like, really well acted. Great dystopian future.
I think
movie.
that hurt. I think people look down on it because of that.
that's.
I think people always science fiction. Ugh.
Yeah,
It's like no, it's more. It's about
I
about
didn't know it was
humanity.
science fiction at all.
It's like a dystopian future.
No, but people kind of turned their nose on it when it
Jenny
came out.
Huston.
Oh, it takes place in 2027. We're coming up on like
Oh, no.
when it actually takes
It's
place.
it's like everyone's like infertile. It's like the
Yes.
thesis of it, and like they find a baby, and it's like the biggest thing.
For some reason, I thought this was like a 90s movie.
No, no,
2006.
2006.
Interesting.
Yeah, really
I
good
think I'm
movie.
confusing it with some other movie.
So here's our lists. Robbie, you have Almost Famous, Reservoir Dogs, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think
The
I still have a pick
Prestige.
left.
No, you have 5.
I only have 4.
I have you down for Jaws, Pulp Fiction, Back to the
I think
Future,
we
Groundhog
accidentally
Day, and-
skipped them. Wait, what did
What'd you take Amadeus for instead of?
He
There
took
Was
I
Blood?
took Amadeus?
Oh, okay. I think I mixed it up in the order. So I have you, but I have you for.
Yeah, I want There Will Be Blood instead of Superbad.
Yeah,
because everyone's
You're
seen
taking out
Superbad.
Superbad, huh?
that's.
Well, everyone's seen it.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I skipped
True.
you, Clemmer. Go ahead.
Yeah, my last pick's Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Great
Just a
pick,
movie I
great
think
pick.
everyone can enjoy. It hits all the. A lot of these movies, I guess, the bigger themes are like, what does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be a person? What does it mean to have an existence? What path do you take? Like for Matt Damon's characters, like, do I live this life where I'm this construction guy? Am I happy doing that, or should I reach my potential? What is
Mhm.
potential? Is potential worth it? And then what about your past? Is it always holding you back? And what does that mean
Mhm.
for the Robin Williams character? More so than the Matt Damon character. So you can watch it when you're a 18-year-old and see it from Matt Damon's point of view. You can watch it as a 45-year-old who's experienced loss, and you can see it from that point of view. And I love those movies. And Gus Van Sant directed it. It's wonderfully directed. The score by Elliott Smith is the soundtrack by Elliott Smith is so good. Danny Elfman did the score. And then Ben Affleck is great supporting actor. He's
So
fantastic in this.
He's
It's
funny. He's
it's-
like he pulls at your heartstrings.
Stellan
Yeah.
Skarsgård
This-
in it too.
so he's so
He's great,
such a good talk about rivalry. Him and
Yeah,
Robin Williams,
yes.
that's a great
Oh my
rivalry.
God,
and they
yeah.
both have a
Oh, you sick freak.
they both
You
have
sick fuck.
the socks.
Yeah, yeah.
I just noticed that.
They both have a perspective that you can. They both are right. Stellan Skarsgård
Yeah.
is right what he wants to do. Robin Williams is right about what they want to do with Matt Damon. So I like that there's no villain.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own perspective. There's no bad guy. Everyone's
Yeah.
doing the best they can.
So Robbie Fox, almost famous for Reservoir Dogs, Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Prestige and Warrior, Gooch has Lord of the Rings, Barry Lyndon, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, There Will Be Blood, and Amadeus. Clemmer, you have Jaws, Pulp Fiction, Back to the Future, Good Will Hunting, and Groundhog Day. I have Goodfellas, Godfather, The Frontier Trilogy, T1 and T2, and Children of Men. I would watch any one of these movies at any given
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
They're all great
This-
movies
this
to
is a
watch.
Great list of movies.
Yeah,
I
really,
don't.
really
Yeah.
great movies.
Other than I would not want to watch Lord of the Rings.
No,
Same.
shut the fuck up.
Lot
You
of
don't-
walking.
Yeah, watch Lord of the Rings.
It's little people walking in the woods. Oh wow!
The best
9
fantasy-
hours of that.
Best fantasy movies, like the top 3 fantasy movies ever made, all 3 in the top.
Tell you
Insane
what
franchise.
didn't make it is Star Wars.
I know.
Everyone's
Yeah.
seen Star Wars
On my list.
That's
It's
why I didn't
hard.
want to take.
I didn't want to take the whole
Everyone's
trilogy. I mean, the whole 9 movies. The
seen it.
trilogy.
I would take
don't
the
mind.
trilogy for sure.
I don't want to have to take.
Yeah.
I would take the original trilogy. don't think
I
that's
would
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
I think original trilogy enjoyable. For
I didn't.
Everybody.
I guess
Mhm.
I would. It wouldn't have made my list. It's just missed for me. But I thought I would have to take all 9 movies, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
all set with that.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No, I can't. I can't tell people like you got to watch the Phantom Menace. It's must watch.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I haven't
it's-
seen a good Star Wars movie since I was 5 years
Stop.
old.
Stop.
Rogue
You-
One.
No. Rogue One is great.
Alright.
Force
it's
Awakens.
in
fair
the
enough.
trilogy movie.
Force Awakens is fine, but it's basically just the first one.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, but that's still good.
Force Awakens is like the best soft
It's
reboot.
good.
I think
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, that first trailer, I still like I got
Oh.
goosebumps. The time where he goes like, "It's all true," and
Yeah,
like because they
all
get
of
into
Force
the thing.
Awakens is good. That, maybe I'm
Man.
being unfair. The other 5 are.
It's good in a box, and then it just doesn't follow
No,
through
there's
on
no-
it. It doesn't have any follow
There's
through.
no
the two
connective
movies.
tissue with the other movies. Like literally zero connective tissue with the other 2 movies. Like,
With Rise of Skywalker, it has a little bit. It's almost like Rise of Skywalker is almost
Yes.
like we're gonna pretend Last Jedi didn't happen and pick up after Force Awakens.
Parents are nobodies. You're nobody.
yeah, just
I like the nobody thing.
I don't know. I think
I
there
wish
was.
they- I wish they stuck with it.
I wish they stuck.
I wish
with
they
a lot of
stuck
stuff.
with anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally
One
any
thing.
aspect. If they stuck with any aspect of those movies, it would have been great. It's just they could not figure out what to do. It's a damn shame. But yeah, that's the episode. We'll be back next. We'll be doing one Tuesday for Oscar
Tuesday
noms.
morning. Yeah, we're gonna do immediate react.
Yeah, immediate reaction to. We could probably do it live. I don't think it would matter much. Maybe we'll just do that instead.
It'd be tough to. I don't know. Phil, do you want to get in here at 7 in the morning? They do.
We
They
used
do
to
them
cross-
early.
Yeah, watch Riz Ahmed rattle them off. That's what happened last year. I don't know what
Speaking
they
of
do
Rogue
this year.
One.
Speaking of Rogue One, by the way, you saw. I think I recommended to you a lot. Sound of
Sound
Music?
of Metal.
Sound of Metal.
It's time what I recommended.
Definitely not to me because I watched it like opening day.
Oh, I was recommending to somebody else. I love this movie. Sound of
Alright,
Metal is
great movie.
fantastic. It was The Father was fantastic that year, but Sound of Metal to me was the best movie
I love
probably
The
the year.
Father. It was so good.
Sound of Metal, by the way, got a Criterion as well.
It did. I have it.
Do you have it? Is it great?
It is really good.
So I'm starting to get like all in on. It's impossible, but I want to collect all of the Criterion. I know it's impossible. I know, but like it's a fun thing to try to chase your entire life. So
Yeah.
I just got The Irishman, and I'm about to get The Game, the Michael Douglas movie.
Oh, I have
Oh,
that too.
yeah.
David Fincher. It's a good
I have that
Criterion.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna.
like The Game
think
a lot.
it's a fun, and it's also gonna have me watch movies. I love The Game, but eventually, like some foreign films that I have kind of a blind spot for.
Sure.
I think it'll open that up for me.
That's
we
what.
should make an
that's-
exchange.
that's
We should
what I've been
exchange
doing.
them.
We should.
Maybe that would work because you have some I don't have, and I have some you don't have, and vice versa.
We
and you
should.
have a bunch, obviously. So
If you guys do an Academy and
uh,
Award react and you want me in here,
I
I would gladly do
did
it.
La Ventura last night, so I'm doing Antonio or Antione movies now. La Ventura. I did La Ventura last night. I'm doing La Notte last week.
Oh.
Next week.
See, I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go sign us off, but thank you for watching. We'll be back next week.
Bye, guys.